Let's quickly understand what is Azure DevOps Project. Well, using Azure DevOps Project offering on Microsoft Azure, you can launch an app on Azure service of your choice. It allows quick steps to develop, deploy, and monitor your app. What you get is a bunch of Azure resources, Git code repo with sample app, application insights, pre-configured, continuous delivery pipeline. Also, you get a DevOps project dashboard, which allows you to monitor your code commits, builds, and then deployments. Some of the key benefits of Azure DevOps projects. Well, you can build a new app with full DevOps pipeline in just a few minutes. Some of the frameworks that are supported as part of this DevOps projects are .NET, Java, PHP, Node, and Python. Well, you can do fresh start or bring in your code and then do the complete DevOps project. You get instant analytics and insights thanks to application insights pre-configured. And last but not the least, cloud-powered CI/CD using VSTS. It's time for a demo. Let's see the DevOps in action now. One of the prerequisites is that you have your Microsoft Azure account. If you do not have a free account, it's very easy to create a free account now. All you need to do is head over to azure.com/free, and then you will land in this page. And as you can see, you can create your Azure free account today with $200 credits, and then keep going with free products. You have your 12 months of free products, and then 25 always free products. Pay nothing until you choose, meaning you do not pay anything until unless you go and then say bill me. So get started. What I've already done is I have my Azure account set up. I have an MSDN license, so here's my portal for Microsoft Azure. Next up, let's see how to create the DevOps project. Click on New button here to create the new DevOps project. Then search for DevOps. And as you can see here, it auto completes to DevOps project. Once we click on the DevOps project, here is the create button. You just click on create. Next up, we have quite a decision to make now. So what kind of framework that we want to choose? As said earlier, you have .NET, Java. You can create a static website, Node.js, PHP, Python, or you can bring your own code. For the sake of this demo, I'm going to pick up .NET here, and then I'll say next. So this .NET is nothing but a web app using ASP.NET or ASP.NET Core. We can select what it is next. And now it asks us, I know you want ASP.NET runtime, but which specific framework do you need? ASP.NET is the traditional full framework, but I'm going to pick up ASP.NET Core, which is the cross-platform open source framework for building modern web apps and services. I'm going to click on next. So here's interesting choice that you get. Do you want a typical web app on Windows that is basically the fully managed compute platform on Windows for web applications and websites, or you can use Linux as the hosting virtual machine or the runtime or the operating system, or you can also go with containers. So this is the new breed of application development now. You bundle your application as a Docker image, and then you put it on a container, and then you run it through the container service. Azure has one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select web app Windows for the sake of this demo. I'll click next. Now it's asking, I know which runtime you need, I know what framework you want, and then where you want to run it. Now the source code, where do I keep it? So it's asking for do you want to use Visual Studio Team services or not? Do you want to create a new account, or you want to use an existing, and then also the subscription under which your Azure account is running. So I have my Visual Studio Ultimate subscription. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say use existing, because I already have Visual Studio VSTS, Visual Studio Team Services account. As you can see here, I'm going to pick up my account, and then I'm going to call this ASP.NET Core DevOps Proj, and let's see, yeah, the name is available. I let my subscription be the same, Visual Studio Ultimate, and as you can see here, the application name is ASP.NET Core DevOps Proj.azurewebsite.net. It is available. I'm currently in Western Europe, so I'm going to select West Europe, and then pricing tier is S1 standard, and that should be it. Now we can click on done. The moment we say done, notice here it says deployment in progress, and I can click on this to monitor the deployment. It says status deploying, duration it's been running for 8 seconds. And with the magic of editing, let me come back when this is done. And I'm back, and as I said, under 5 minutes you will be able to get your application up and running. It took 3 minutes and 59 seconds for this service to deploy everything. So what it has done, so let's take a look at this. It has created a resource group. Let me just alter this column. Yeah, this is the resource group or the deployment group. And then there is this website. It has created the following website, as you can see here. And then all the other things whatever required, like for example here's the Microsoft Insights. Now let's go to this resource. So I'm clicking this go to resource. Let me close this notification, and we are inside ASP.NET Core DevOps Proj dashboard. Remember I had said in the deck that there is a dashboard, and I like the way this has been neatly laid out. It is saying, hey, here's your code. Notice here, this means this is a GitHub repo. It's been automatically configured to pull code from the master for building. And then here's the first commit that has been already done. And here is my build that has been already written. It's a CI build, and the build is passing. They have already run my build. And here is the CD, the continuous delivery. There is a pipeline already built up, and some of the resource endpoints. So for example, this is my website, so I can click on the website here, and as you can see here, any moment the website will be loaded, and it says app service is running. Here's the application insights, and then here's the repository, and then also the monitoring being given. So let's start with the code. So I'm going to click on this master branch, and notice here I'm inside VSTS, and in the VSTS we already have a sample app, ASP.NET Core.NET sample app. And if you expand, here's the typical web application. We have the views, the controllers, everything. Let me close this and let me come back to the build. Let me open up the build and see what we have in the build pipeline. And here's the build. The build is succeeding. If I go and then edit the build, and the complete steps for the build has been written. Here's the name. It's a CI build. It's hosted. It's running on a hosted VS 2017 queue, or the build machine. We're telling it to build all this proj file, and notice here we have the restore command, the build command. If there's any test will be done, the publish, and the publish artifact. Well, I didn't have to write any of these things. And let me close this now and then come back to the release pipeline. Let me open that up. The build that was configured will be the artifact for this particular release. Let's click on the release pipeline definition, and here is the artifact. Notice, remember I told you the artifact is the build that we just created. Let's look at the task. Well, it's a simple task, which is to deploy the app service, and everything was written for us within 3 minutes and then 59 seconds. We saw the repository, so let's come back and then refresh the website. Probably by now it's up and running now. I've refreshed the page, and we should get the website coming up anytime. And here we have the web application running. So here's the typical ASP.NET MVC Core or ASP.NET Core web app that we have. Very simple sample app. And that's a DevOps project on Azure without writing any code. We started out from a repository, checked in the code, built it using a build script, then released it using a release pipeline. And then not only that, we do have the application insights set up. If I click on that, now I'm going to get into my application insights, and then we can take a look at what's happening. You can go to the metrics explorer and then explore all the metrics, like if you see here, the page load and all those things. So I haven't selected any metrics. I can click on the metrics that I want, and then notice here there are 8 traces to request, all those things. So you get application insights pre-configured in this DevOps project, and that's pretty cool. Whatever you need, it's already set up, and then all that is left is to just keep cranking on the code.